Are you going to be collaborating together to write songs for the next album?
Yes, we're collaborating to write some new stuff.
Have you started on that yet? Have you started recording, or are you just in the process of writing?
We don't have anything yet. In the United States, we all live in different places.
Right, so it's quite difficult to get together. And you all lead very busy lives independently anyway, don't you?
Yeah, we all have our own careers.
You're used to playing large stadium capacity audiences. Do you prefer the more intimate gigs that you're going to be doing on this tour? Do you feel you can connect with the audience more?
More fun in that the sound and the audience are more. You can feel it as on stage. In huge places, you're separate.
Mm-hmm. Also, small places make it look like there's more people.
I think from 150 to 600 folks would be a nice range of to perform to.
Yeah.
In general, and especially if the PA company, the sound company is really together for stage and for the audience. It really makes it a great listening experience. These super large concerts, I don't really get it. It's just, I guess. Well, the largest concert I've been to lately was Devo and Blondie at the Warfield Theater in San Francisco. That's about 2,300 folks. It was totally filled.
Yeah.
And it was pretty loud. I was in the balcony, and it was a good show. It wasn't a bad sign visually to see the performers and also the sound.
It's a good hall, though, too.
Yeah. They'll be just sending around huge holograms of the Rolling Stones and every band, and they won't even be performing. They'll just send the digital DVD in a hologram form with super sound, and you'll go there as a kind of like an experience, like people who used to go to the Grateful Dead concerts.
Uh-huh.
It's almost like the Dead became sort of incidental to their people getting together and sharing a vibe.
Yeah, I don't know that I like that idea, to be honest.
Yeah, live music is that's one thing that we really like doing, playing live, and that's like definitely something that has to be maintained.
Yeah.
Forever. As long as this planet is existing.
And I tell you, people listen to DJs and they listen to their iPods and stuff, but there's nothing like live music. And people actually, most of them realize it when they hear it, that it's different from listening to an iPod.
You don't get the same atmosphere. Are you going to continue touring with the former members when this tour is over? And do you have another venture?
Trying to do the northeast of the United States, possibly, a series of venues there. We'll be seeing how the release goes and making our contacts. We've already started that. So that may be the next stepping stone, so to speak, the next island of gigs. So, yeah.
And then we'll probably do California, again, the West Coast.
And Northwest, I think the Country Joe band was popular up west. So that would evolve, and then I don't know the timing, but maybe it's back to visit you guys here.
For your third tour, that would be wonderful.
It's all up to John Robert.
Yeah, in a weird way, the UK is our base.
Yeah. Actually, Wales is
our base.
If I have to drag them back screaming, they're coming, Fred.
Why are you only doing one concert in Scotland? You're doing quite a few down south and in Wales, aren't you?
Well, that's a good question. You have to talk to our tour manager.
Part of the reason was that nobody in the band really plays the bagpipes.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure we could teach you if you come.
Oh, great.
I'm sure that would be a good addition into your next album.
That would be great.
Yeah, wonderful. That's great.
That's Caucasian tribal music there.
That's right.
Well,
I thought the Americans loved the bagpipes.
Yeah, well, the police do, certainly.
Police bands.
But, it's a big melange of cultures over there.
Yeah.
This is Greg, and the last time I was in Scotland was in the 1980s. I was playing with a guy named Peter Rowan, and as soon as they found out that my last name was Douglas, I was accepted as one of their own. And after 72 hours, they actually had me eating haggis and enjoying it.
Really? What did you think of it, Greg?
What?
What did you think of haggis? Did you like it?
You know what? After the amount of scotch that I had ingested, I thought it was absolutely the best thing I'd ever tasted in my life. I think that explains why we're only going to be in Scotland for one day this time.
You can't handle the scotch.
The Scots can't handle me.
You'll be glad to know this is the last question. I do an unsigned band slot on my show, and I'm completely overwhelmed by the amount of raw talent out there. Some of them that I feel are so incredible, I'm amazed that they're not picked up. Do you think it's harder now than in the 60s to find success? And drawing on your vast knowledge of the music business, what advice would you give to any young artists who are about to embark or are in the midst of their musical journey?
Well, as a friend of mine recently said, I don't think it's possible to make a living as a musician anymore. And there is some truth to that. It's much harder, I would say now, to do what we did back then. I think my opinion is that it's much more difficult.
I agree. I'll add this, that there are things that are different now, definitely. For example, the internet and downloads and the ability to communicate with the whole world and share your music with the world in the click of a mouse. And I would say my advice is that if you want to get to Carnegie Hall, you got to practice and practice and keep practicing. You really have to take it seriously if you want to do this thing. And it's a matter of timing and skill. And if the timing's right, but you don't have the skill, that may not happen for you. That's what I think. You got both of those lined up. You've got a better chance of stuff happening. I mean, there's the old joke: if you want to make $1 million in the music business, start with $7 million.
And work down. Do you think there's an element of luck as well and being in the right place at the right time?
There's a definition of a musician is someone who loads $5,000 worth of equipment into a $500 car to drive 100 miles to earn $50.
Yeah.
Well, it's not all that bad. Okay, I think it's important.
Your equipment's worth $5,000, I bet, David.
I think that there's well, thank you, Bruce.
I'll write that.
Edit that out.
Yeah, you can edit that. What was that?
Yeah, that's okay.
I think that if you have a dream, then how strong is that dream? How willing are you to follow that dream? Because I think that if you have the technique and the taste, and you put yourself in harm's way, so to speak, I think that you have more of an opportunity of succeeding than not. And you've got to have a thick skin. You have to say, when people say, "I'm sorry, it's not what we're looking for," you don't take it personally. You just practice some more.
Yeah, and you better like what you're doing.
Oh no, you better love what you're
doing.
You better be obsessed with what you're doing.
So, this is Greg, and I actually worked with a lot of younger musicians, and my advice to them is, now, since there is no music business as we knew it, where you would be auditioned by an A&R man from a record company, and they would make you $1 million, now my advice is to do it, first of all, for the love of the music. You have to absolutely love what you do and work your butt off at it. And the second thing is everything has changed about how to market it. The great thing is there's 1 million bands out there marketing their music on the internet. The bad thing is There's a million bands out there marketing their music on the internet. How do you differentiate? What you do is you learn the computer now. You learn how to get Google to have your name come up first. You learn to pinpoint your audience so that they're going to hear that type of music that you do, that you love, and they're going to hear the love in the music, even over the internet. But you have to learn how to get it to them.
Yeah, which is diametrically opposed probably to your whole relationship to what you're doing, which is it's not about the money or the hustle, but to survive, you have to do things.
Well, it is a business.
Yeah.
And being a business, you've got to know about marketing and the whole income flow and different ways to receive royalties and how to protect yourself legally. There's a lot of issues, and for younger players especially, you go into this thing just usually because you're just big playing, and you don't maybe think about that too much. But it's good stuff to really keep in mind. It's all available on the internet. Legal questions, and you can Google that and ask them for any younger viewers, listeners. As Greg says, that is the commitment, the desire and love of the art.
That's a very good point. I think that, if you just keep pursuing it and really don't give up, then you have more of an opportunity. I mean, if you give up, you'll never get there.
Yeah, don't give up on your dream.
And there's another thing, which is if the society were organized in a more sensible and humane fashion, it would be possible to be an artist and not starve, or do a bunch of irrelevant stuff. Here on the stage, for most musicians, if you get really ill, you'll be bankrupt because you've got to save your national health system. That's what I think.
Okay, that's great advice. Thank you very much, and thank you so much for talking to me. It has been an absolute honour and pleasure. I'm sure your jet lag must be seriously kicking in now.
A little bit.
We have a bottle of whiskey on the table.
Oh, well, that'll help you sleep.
That always helps a great deal every day.
Driving.
Good luck. Good luck with the tour and the new album.
Thank you, Trish.
And which is available to purchase tomorrow. Where can it be bought? Is it available online?
Will be.
It will be available online.
Yeah, I think, if you go to theformermembers.com.
That's your own website, so it can be purchased from there.
www.theformermembers, all one word.
I'll make sure that goes on our website.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
And I'll also advertise the tour as well on the website.
If you only write former members, you'll get to a completely different website. You have to put the former members.
Yes, I did discover that.
Okay.
Anyway, gentlemen, it's been an absolute pleasure. Hopefully you'll enjoy the rest of the visit, and I'll try my very, very best to come to Kinross and meet you. I'd love to meet you.
Well, fabulous. We'd love to meet you.
Yeah, and if not, then make sure that you add Dunoon to the tour next year.
Okay, we will. We'll stay in touch. We'll stay in touch.
Yes, that would be wonderful. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thanks, Trish. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.